the car whip like Indiana Jones. Going George Lucas, now I'm out here killing clones. Coming in strong like tear down, tear down, tear down, tear down, tear down. Boosted up my cardio, I used to get to run around. I've been doing this since I had to work at mama house. Tear down, tear down, tear down, tear down, tear down. Everybody eating, it's a party, wanna come to time. You can bring your mama, daddy, sister, and your cousin out. Everybody wanna kill the king, or you shit wanna take the crown. I can see through it like a stomach with a other sign. When I hit the gas, I be going like 100 miles. They be getting tired, running out like 100 house. All up in my business, real nose like a bloodhound. I'ma throw 'em off like I'm standing on a pitch.
It's week 5 of the 2024 season, and the spotlight is on Nick Chubb. He was steady for them on the ground a week ago, reaching the century mark and adding a score. It's the Browns and the Jets. All that and more coming up next on EA Sports.
We're situated about 8 miles west of New York City at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Cleveland Browns and the New York Jets. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. And they will be led out by a guy certainly still trying to prove himself here in the league, the young rookie cornerback.
Well, he did go 2-2 in the last ball game. Well, actually, he went 2-2-1, with the one being the victory.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line there. But wasn't it funny at practice? He threw one when we were watching, threw an interception, and the defense got on him a little bit, good-naturedly. But they're letting him know, you got to cut down those interceptions. We can't bail you out all the time.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. But as you said, they got the win in that effort last week. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's a good way to start the drive, 17 yards and a first down. Big article in the paper this morning talking about how they wanted to get chunk plays in the run game. Well, early on, there's a good one.
There is, and for guys on defense, they've got to remember the old adage. You've got to meet force with force, and if you don't, you get run over, as they did on that last play.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. It's another first down as this time they get an even 20.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. A give running right is Chubb. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. 2nd down, here's Chubb again. Officially nothing on that one, no gain. So they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. Back to throw here. And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And that is no good. And this will remain a scoreless game. Well, that opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
Now the Jets offense about set to take over as they head onto the field. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. They'll run for the first time with Saquon Barkley. And they'll be stopped at the 28 on a play that started at the 14. They pick up 14.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here. He'll look to throw. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They're going to look to throw. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 6 to get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. They'll go to Barkley again. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Up the middle with Barkley. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. No, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Browns are going to get it back here just past the 35. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
2nd drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
look to throw now on first down. Over the middle, Amari Cooper. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. They go with Chubb on second down. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. They'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there. And now 4th down. Running for it. Here's Chubb. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. So he needed 1. He ended up getting 3.
And I really like the way he ran that one, too. That's really intelligent running because oftentimes a running back can get too greedy. Try and hit the home run on a play where you just need a few yards. Well done there, making sure he got the first down and not worrying about trying to get a touchdown.
So this offense able to convert on 4th, and now a fresh set of downs here, 1st and 10. They run it again with Chubb. Down at the 35, it'll be 2nd down. A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. 21 carries, 100 yards on the nose, and a score.
After the last game, they have plenty of reason to be confident in their running game, and even though they're facing a top 10 defense, they're not going to shy away from doing what they do best. Make them adjust to them. Make them stop what they do before they go to any type of a changeup.
The start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it 2nd and 7. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 22-yard line. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
Love the play call that time. Love the design. You put 3 tight ends on the field. That screams jumbo set, running formation to a deep.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Oh, he's got a man wide, and it's out. He put it on the carpet, and it's scooped up by the Jets.
This drive didn't end well, but if they can keep stringing these together, they'll like what they're doing. That was an 8-play drive before it ended in a fumble. So the takeaway's got to be doing what we want to do and doing it well. Just got to take care of the ball at the end.
Back on the field come the New York Jets for their 2nd drive. They'll take over deep in their own end after the fumble recovery as they start 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. That's into a crowd and intercepted. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And this is a rocket pulled in by Cooper, complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now back to throw. Again, it's Cooper as he makes the catch. And the Browns are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. Chubb is not going to get a whole lot, maybe a yard down to the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Chubb again. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Nick Chubb His third rushing touchdown on the year. And the Browns post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Well, solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there. Each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
Now Cade York for the extra point. It's up and through to make it 7-0 Browns. So that drive, 4 plays. And Nick Chubb the one to finish it off as he does so with a touchdown run. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And the Jets set to take the field. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. He's got it at the 15. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. And that looked almost to be a case of, quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished.
And that is absolutely demoralizing for a defense because you've got the offense on the ropes. It's 3rd down. You're trying to get off the field and then wham. You have a letdown in the secondary and you give up a big one.
And the final number on that throw, boy, it traveled an even 69 yards. Inside. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jets are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. And he knew he was going to take a shot in the pocket. He did, but he also found a way to get it into the end zone.
And that has to ease the pain a little bit of the shot he took, didn't it? Being able to throw it into the end zone for a touchdown.
Extra point right down the middle, and we are tied at 7. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it's finished off by a New York Jets touchdown. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. From the 10. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Cleveland offense making their way out. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing he just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
Up the middle, it's Chubb. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Back to throw. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds it for the 1st down.
They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to drop this one down for Chubb. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. The Browns Browns at 3-1 here through their first 4 games. And they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4.
And they were able to tough it out last week. A close one-score game. And those are the kind of wins that pull you together as a team because everyone gains confidence and they feel like they can continue to get better.
From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And he's got Cooper on the out route. That's complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
2nd and 2. He'll get this to Chubb out of the backfield. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. Again, he'll drop to throw. Buying time to it, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. York able to send this one through, and they take the lead here now at 10-7. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. He's just been looking for some space. You know, I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
They'll drop to throw. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. And to the 42-yard line here, brought down there. First down now, but the clock continues to move. They're able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? They sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him.
Man, that is deflating going into the break. You're in a position with a chance to tie the game, but this kick is off the mark, and they're going to remain 3 points down heading into the break.
So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. And as is to be expected, this is nowhere near being good from that distance. So that would have been something from that distance, but to no avail. Comes up empty as we have reached the intermission. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you, too, in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up with what's going on around the NFL here in Week 5. let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Browns. And even though they've got a halftime lead, they're likely devising ways as we speak to try and get a little more production from their passing game. Meanwhile, for the Jets, they too didn't throw the ball as well as they would have liked. And I think both teams would say there's room for improvement in the second half.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Jets head out on offense here to start this third quarter. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
Myles Garrett able to record his 5th sack of the season.
And we all know how talented this guy is who's calling the signals for him. But even the best in the game, they can struggle against a good, cohesive zone coverage. Can't find a gap in the secondary quick enough, and he ends up taking a sack.
And for the Browns, a nickel set here on third down. Back to throw here. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. Here's the Jets punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. So here are the Browns to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. This complete to David Bell. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not every time she gets the play. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Jermaine Johnson picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And that's his 2nd sack in this one.
And you just can't ask a defensive end or an edge rusher to play any better than what we're seeing right now. And, partner, it's still just the third quarter. I'm thinking he's not done yet. Even if he's not getting a sack, he's bringing a lot of pressure to the pocket.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. They're going to look to throw. He's got Njoku over the middle. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. That kick, by the way, Charles, a career long.
Well, we did watch him in pregame, and he hit from this distance, so not a surprise. But there still is something exciting about it, carrying it over from practice and pregame to actually doing it in live action.
Pollard elects to keep it, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Jet offense now. They head out to take over. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
He was brought down at the 26. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9 now. Open man here is Conklin. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
They'll run it again with Barkley. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on 2nd. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. He'll look to throw. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3.
Run have to protect when it's a pass play, but it's really out wide. Sometimes you're going to swing a tight end or maybe even offensive tackle to get out there, but most of the time it's fellow wide receivers, and they really weren't up to the task there, were they?
Do you like that call on your own side of the field?
I don't mind that call at all, just about anywhere. But the key is you have to have the confidence, and then they have to execute their blocking assignments. Otherwise, you get the end result we just saw there.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Browns drive about to get started. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. That's out to Chubb, complete. He'll be dropped shy of the 40 despite powering through the tackle. 2nd and 6. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down.
A gain of 9 yards. First down, Browns.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back to throw now on first down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on it. Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Now left side on the swing pass. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. 1 yard is the loss. They back up even further to a 3rd and 15. But looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. They'll look to throw. They'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Brought for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
The Browns send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Pulled in at the 24. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he'll get this up only to about the 33.
He's taken down at the 33-yard line.
He's up to about the 37. The Jets on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Here's the Jets punter now as he's on to kick it away. Yeah, that's a 48-yard punt with a coverage holding him to 3 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Browns set to take over. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. John Franklin Myers, the one in there to drop him.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has now received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. And Chubb will try the middle here. And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
As a general manager, you're counting on your 1st and 2nd round draft picks to have a big-time impact on your team. But where you make your bones, rounds 3 through 7. If you can find a few diamonds in the rough there, develop them, then you've got something going, and we're seeing one right here.
Yeah, plays like that lead me to believe that they found a diamond in the rough. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. John Franklin Myers able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
But following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. He'll drop to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. They'll set up to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he is going to have a Browns first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a first down for them, too.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. And again, it's Chubb. Down to about the 22 here. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. 9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And they'll indeed take a knee. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. They go up the middle with Chubb. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. The Browns in victory formation now as they take the knee. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to perhaps salt this one away. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will make this a 9-point lead. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Browns, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1, and they'll return home next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for the Jets, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year. And perhaps fortunately for them, they'll get an early bye next week and come back to action in Week 7.